Hey guys, Josh here, and today we're going to take a look at another city former. We have G1 Scorponok. Now, normally I talk about the figure's character or maybe the toy history itself, but there's so many different variations of this guy's character. You have the American release series, The Rebirth, which was basically season 4, 3 episodes long. Completely different story from the Japanese Headmaster series. Then you have the comics, which you have the American release comics and the UK comics. Two completely different stories there as well. So I mainly want to focus on the toy and just if you don't have this, you can kind of live through watching this, and I'm gonna play with this thing. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and my face will probably pop in and out because I have the camera so far back, just because it's such a large figure. Now it's not Fort Max large, but still very large figure. And you kind of see that I have them displayed with World's Smallest Astro Train, this little mini, I guess you could say it's a World's Smallest Shockwave from Fans Project, and then I have the PE12 reflector, or one of the guys there. So as you can see, he kind of fits right in there. We'll go ahead and move these guys out of the way. And we have some size comparisons at the end as always, so you guys will really enjoy those. One of the things that I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an announcement for, every Friday I'm going to try to do one of these city formers, obviously until I run out, and then I'll just kind of do combiners or other big name figures that most people probably don't have if they're not really that into G1. So next week's going to be Triptychon, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. What this guy came with, first you had, basically, if you knew this guy in the American release version, his name was Lord Zarak, and don't really want to get too much into detail for it, but basically this was him. He does have a little bit of articulation. Each one of these legs can independently move there. Now they are connected at this joint here, and you can see that he can move forward just like so as well. Now his hands, this being the original, it actually doesn't really have a problem moving here, and you can move it all the way up. But on the reissue Spike character from Fortress Maximus, and I'll show that to you whenever I do that review, it's not as clean. It feels like the arms are going to pop off. Now, whenever you go to look for one of these guys, if you don't have them and you want to buy one on eBay, they are very expensive, and you want to make sure that they're 100% complete. This little guy right here can go for $100, and without him, if you have everything else, you're just missing this one. He's not going to have a head because that's what this guy basically turns into. To transform him, you just move the legs down, flip this little section up, and there you have Scorponok. Now it's not entirely accurate because he's kind of got a little thing going there between his eyes, which he's supposed to have just a red visor going across. I know they kind of illustrated him several different times in both ways, but I actually prefer the visor myself. But that's basically him. And we'll get a better look at him here in a second. Then you have this guy up here, which name was Fast Tracks, just because, Metroplex had Scamper, and I forget what Triptychons are, but you basically have this little button down here, and you push that, and this goes flying. There we go. So yeah, you just push this section, and it basically makes this move forward. But by just pushing your finger forward here, you actually kind of knock them down anyway. But go ahead and take a look at this guy here. And I know it's probably not in the best of focus, but these guys really aren't that important anyway. Keep on losing guns. I apologize. So like I said, there are a ton of little accessories, and I'll kind of get into a tip, which will kind of be a silly tip, but probably the best one you're going to get for this guy. But that's how you transform him. There's really not a whole lot to him. He's great. I'll probably pick up some repro labels and just kind of spice them up a little bit, but you've got the orange wheels here and these guns, which actually do well, that one doesn't want to come off very well, but that one seems to come off really well. And you'll see a lot of the times if you look for this guy on eBay, he'll be missing those two little guns, and a lot of times you'll see that the feet are snapped off. So if he doesn't have those, he's not going to be able to stand. So there is Fast Tracks. It's enough time spent on that little guy. And he comes with several other accessories as well. Now, you have, as far as play features go, you have this little kind of, I don't know what you want to call this, like a little elevator thing, whatever. So you could actually have, let's just take Shockwave here, or if you had like a little car, you could, move him up here, and then he could, whatever, drive off. These just snap in and out of place. And then let's say Shockwave needed a repair, you could put them in here, and if he'll get in there. And then, this right here could operate on him and, just repair him and stuff like that. So, a few little play features. Personally, to be honest, I think Triptychon is the best. I think this guy is better than Metroplex just because The robot form is superb, and the Scorpion is awesome. The base, it's you know, but it's its worst mode. Each one of these guys is going to have one mode that kind of puts you off. And if this is the worst mode, then you're kind of in a treat, I guess you could say. Now you also have some firepower here. You have these guns down here. As you can see, they just kind of plug in to the bottom there. Same on the other side. Then you have these two sections. You can leave those closed if you want. You can pull them up and you have like 5 missiles there, 5 missiles there. You also have some guns back here that I will show you. And I want to give you guys a little 360 of this guy in case you've never seen it. So hopefully nothing falls off here. Come on, buddy. It's just so long and so big. That's pretty much what the back of it looks like. So you can basically see the way the transformation would go back here. And we'll just keep on spinning this thing around. And hopefully get everything back on camera and even. Yeah, so there we go. Now the other things that you're going to have, his gun section is this big gun, which basically I guess becomes a tower of some sort. And then the other clip, the shield that clips onto his gun, it's going to go over there. His other shield is going to fold up and fit here. 2 chrome sections, obviously you can see. Then he's got these 4 radar dishes. Now there's holes all over him. And I'll kind of raise them up here. You can see you've got holes here, holes here. You can plug these wherever you want. I actually just plug them there, but like you can take this one off if you wanted. You can plug it there and fits just fine. So just kind of wanted to show that to you. Now the best thing that you can do for yourself if you buy this guy, because look at all this stuff. There's the 4 radars, then you have these 2 little things that come off as well. This section, and a lot of times you'll see that because this actually unplugs as 2. So you have that. We'll fold those up, put those down. The best thing that you can buy is a Ziploc bag. Because you're probably not going to display this guy in city mode. I mean, you might. He's going to take up quite a bit of space. I just keep mine in Scorponok mode just because of space reasons. But I keep all my stuff in Ziploc bags, and I just kind of store it right behind them. And that's probably the best tip I can give you guys. I will take off this little section here, and you can actually unfold that and put that to the side. We'll take off this gun here, this clip here. You can go ahead and piece those together. You got a little hole there, and then those pegs right there. So, big gun, man. That's pretty awesome looking. And we'll go ahead and set that to the side. Go ahead and take these off. Set them to the side as well. And you can flip these up. And I'm going to take these off for right now, but they're going to end up going right back on there. You're going to flip this up. And we're going to go to Scorpion mode. Pull this tail out just like so. And then these legs are going to actually going to spin them this way and get it around. Come on. Maybe it goes this way. There we go. Basically, it's where he would be transforming into his robot mode, and then you will come over with these. And there's like little slots here and here that these little sections right here will fit in just snug. You can see that you have these 2 posts right here. There's these holes here, and you want to make sure that you remember that you have those plugged in there whenever you start to pull them out. Otherwise, you're going to break those posts off. And getting him into a Scorpion mode here. Hopefully everything's showing up on camera well. We'll just make sure it's focused there. There we go. And then you can put, these guns up here. These you can fit back up here wherever you had them before. Then this section here is going to go there. Do the same over here. And there he is in a Scorpion mode, which I'll give you guys a little 360. This looks really good. Got the nice chrome there. The colors on this are just beautiful. I love the orange and purple and green on it. Ties in real well together. Alright, so a couple of features this thing has. You can take Lord Zarak here, or just Scorponok basically, and you can move this helmet section down, and he can just sit in his chair there like it's a little command center. So yeah, you can see that fine. Or you could also pose him with this open, and him just kind of flip his arms up, and he could just sit in there just like so if you wanted to, like he's driving it. And the last thing, you can just put him in there, close that up, and like he's actually inside. Another little feature this thing has is these legs. Whenever you roll it here, you can see that the legs individually go up and down, which is a really cool addition. Now, one thing that I did want to point out, if you are looking for this guy online, you'll see a lot of them that'll discount them pretty cheap because they're missing one of these legs. Yeah, that's coming up fine. The fix is pretty easy. You have these two screws here, and all it does is unscrew this little box section right here. So just the leg section. You don't have to worry about replacing the whole back end. Just those two screws there. Then you can replace that one individual leg and then put that on, screw them back on. Easy fix. So if that's the only thing wrong with it, there you go. You see a ton of those legs online. But there's one little last look at them. I think this mode is just gorgeous. I love this guy. Now let's go ahead and get into the robot form. And that's where we'll kind of get into our size comparisons. I'm going to go ahead and put this tail down just like so. That'll flip up there. Make sure you pull that out because of those pegs will be in those holes there, because you don't want to break your figure. Go ahead and move this section down. You have these legs. They come down as well. And I know you're probably not getting all of this on camera, but I did want to show you that there is this little section, this clip, and this silver part. You want to come down all the way with the tail, and then come up with this joint here, because that will fit in there just like so. Then with the feet, you pull these out. Another little thing I wanted to show you, you can see how whenever I pull these out, they actually have kind of like a little notch. So whenever you go to buy this guy online, you want to make sure that they take a picture of this guy holding them up in the air where the feet are fully extended. If they're falling down like that, then that means this is absolutely loose. And if you don't mind, because you're going to be sitting on a shelf anyway, maybe you can kind of haggle with them and kind of get a discount of some sort. Then what you'll do is pull all these legs to the back, pull these arms down, and let me adjust the camera real quick so I can make sure you can see everything, guys. There we go. We'll add all these other little pieces here. And where does head go? Oh, there it is. Move that up, flip his head open, plug that in if I can get in there. And you can see that now he's got those stats there. So his strength is all the way up, intelligence is almost all the way up, and then speed, he's obviously slow. So there is that section. Then with this shield, basically whenever we took it off the base like this, we open it up, and you have this hole here. I'm going to fit that on there just like so. The gun section, you have this hole, and then this peg on the inside of his hand. I'm going to plug that in there, and you can go ahead and snap it up if you wanted to. But there you have Scorponok, and give you guys a little 360 of him real quick, and we'll go over articulation. But I love this guy. If I had to change one thing, though, it'd be his head. I kind of wish his head were a third-party company head. They came out with one that was a little bit more cartoon accurate. Still a headmaster, but something to where you could actually take this whole section off and it was just a bigger head. I know it's not going to fit in with the rest of your headmasters, but still it would look better for people that like to display them in robot form, in my opinion. Now, as far as articulation goes, he can move quite a bit in his arms. He can move in and out here, can go all the way in just like so. Can rotate here quite a bit, so nice ratchet joints there. He can go up and down with his shoulder. There is no elbow articulation, but he's kind of got like a little bend right here, as you can see. So a couple snaps there. And then he has 2 snaps in his claw. So there's 1, there's 2. As far as his legs go, they can go forward all the way. They can go back just a little bit, but not too much, just because this back section kind of starts to hinder that. They can go in and out. And I kind of like to spread them a little bit, if you will. This is fine, but I kind of like to have them in some kind of pose. I think that looks really good. Now, I wanted to go over some size comparisons with you guys. So I'll make sure that he is in the middle. Here we have G1 6-shot. So you kind of get an idea of the height difference there. And for next week's City Former, and my personal favorite, we have Trypticon there. And for one more, just because I can kind of show you what he looks like to some of the combiners, here we have Computron. So you can see that this guy is just a beast. I believe he is the tallest G1 Decepticon ever made. Now I might be wrong, and you guys that know me and watch my videos, you know that I really don't pay attention to Armada or anything like after G1. I really don't pay attention to it. But as far as G1 Decepticons, he is the tallest ever made. Now I do have one last size comparison for you, so we'll just kind of make sure that he's in there. This is Hasbro's idea of who he was supposed to battle. Fortress Maximus. And as far as height as toys go, these guys were supposed to be the same height, I believe. Or maybe Fort Max was a little bit taller. But this is... that's nowhere close. So, but thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will talk to you later.